Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to today's video. Today is going to be my June TBR. I'm filming this quite a bit earlier than I normally would. I'm going on vacation in a few days, and I really just don't think I have time to film this before I go, and I get back on the last day, I believe, or the day before the last day of May, and I'd like to have my books ready to go by June. I don't see myself being able to film a TBR when I get back. So we're going to film it now. I'm still working on my May TBR. I've done an okay job. I think I've read half of the books that were on there. I had 8 books. I believe I've read 4. Let's go through that really quickly. I have the stack next to me of all the books that were on my TBR for May. This is Normal People by Sally Rooney. I have started this one. I started it last night. I'm only on page 15. I didn't realize the writing style was a little bit different, so I'm in a bit of a brain fog right now. I don't know if I'm going to be able to read this at the moment or not, but I'm going to try. I've got myself a Celsius here. I don't usually drink these because they have so much caffeine in them, but I feel like I need that right now. My brain just doesn't feel like it's working right. I'm really ready for vacation. I'm going on a beach vacation in Mexico, so very excited about that. I need it badly, but we'll hope that the Celsius helps with the brain fog. And then I'll be able to read this in the next couple of days. Today is Wednesday and I'm leaving on Sunday. So I should be able to like finish this book and maybe start another one before I go. Yes, so that I'm currently reading. That's was on my TBR. The books that I have not started that are on my TBR are Caraval. I'm probably not going to get to this, so we will probably add this back into the stack here. The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I don't think I'm going to get to that one. Realistically, on there. I'll just put that there for now. I was trying to put it with the other YAs, but Watermoon, this is one I am either going to roll over or I'm going to try to read. If I can't get into Normal People before, I'll read this one instead. I'm currently also reading Zodiac Academy, which is not on my TBR, but it is a 25 and 25, and I wanted something on my Kindle, so I was reading that. I kind of like it. I didn't know how I was going to feel about it because it gets so many mixed reviews, but I enjoy it. But Watermoon, I will try to read. I'm either going to roll this over to June or I'm going to read it this month. We'll see how Normal People goes. But it's also like pretty large words and the pages are very soft. I'm excited about this one. And then I'm going to be taking this one on vacation with me, which is Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. This was my challenge book, and it's the #1 book that was published in May of 2024. Yes, so it was added to most shelves or whatever. And perfect book, I think, to take on a beach vacation. So I'll be taking that on my vacation with me, as well as my Kindle and maybe one other book. I kind of want to bring the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes with me because I just rewatched all of the Hunger Games movies with my boyfriend, but we didn't watch the new movie and I haven't read the book, so I kind of want to read the book. I also have Sunrise on the Reaping here, the newest one out, so I wouldn't mind reading that one either. So that was my TBR for, oh no, wait, those are just the books that I actually haven't read or haven't finished. I did read quite a few others here. Let me just make sure I've got all of them. Yeah, so this is just my reading journal that has my list of my TBR on it. So I did read Antimatter Blues, which is exciting because I finished a series. It's just a duology, but I did finish it. I read The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I read The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith, and I finished Funny Story by Emily Henry. This was a rollover from March. So that is my TBR from last month. Let's go through my little jar here. I have this jar, this cup that I keep in my bedroom, like the drawer of my nightstand. And it has a couple of like bookmarky things in it, but it also has like the little pieces of paper. So I can get rid of Antimatter Blues. We finished that one. Paradise Problem I'm gonna read, so I can get rid of that slip of paper. And if I don't, I'll be rolling it over. Zodiac Academy I will finish. Caraval needs to go back in. Let's see. Normal People I'm gonna take out, I've started it, so I won't gonna put it back on the TBR unless I'm gonna DNF it, but also normal people. Some of them are in multiple cups. If you've seen my game before, like 25 and 25, but I also have it as a physical book. Water Moon, I'll take out. The Naturals, that needs to go back in. The Dead Romantics can be thrown away. I read that one. The Rose Bargain, I read. Mickey 7, that was for completing that duology. And then Zodiac Academy we can also get rid of. So the only ones I need to re-put back in are gonna be, yeah, the Naturals, that goes into physical book cup, and then one for physical book, one for 25 and 25, because Caraval was a 25 and 25. So let's go ahead and get started with the game. If you've never watched before, I do a little game where I have this cup right here, and it has numbers 1 through 6. 1 through 6 corresponds with a different type of thing that I do to pick a book. So we have a cup that is just all of my physical books. We have one that is all of my non-physical books. I did get quite a few non-physical books recently. They've had like some sales and stuff. So like Kindle has had some sales and Audible has had some sales. So I picked up books that I was interested in on Kindle or on audio. We have Prompt is number 3, and I use my boyfriend's prompts that he made me for that. This is my 25 and 25 jar. If we get a number 4, we have to pick from there. And number 5 is a continuing a series, and number 6 is a free pick. So let's go ahead and get started. There are actually 2 books on my TBR already. We'll be picking 6 books from here, but I already have my challenge book for the month, which is the book that was added to the most shelves in June of 2025, and that is All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. I believe this is a thriller, potentially. I'm not entirely sure. I don't have the book physically. I did get it on my Kindle. It was on sale for like $2.99, so I was like, oh, well, I know I'm gonna have to read that one, so purchase. And then my book club book, our book club met this past week, and it is going to be The One. I can't remember the author of it right now, but I believe it's about it's like a dystopian maybe, where you do a DNA test and you can find like your one, the one you're supposed to be with, your soulmate or whatever. And you have to decide whether you want to find that or whether you don't, or etc., whether it works. I don't know. I feel like it's a show, maybe. I've seen something like a movie or something like that, but I've heard really good things about the book, and someone picked it for our book club. So that is also on the June TBR. So we're already starting with those 2. Plus, realistically, we're going to be rolling over Waterman. So let's go ahead and get started with picking the books, 6 books from my game. The first number that we have here is a 1. So a 1 is a physical book. So it could be literally anything on this shelf. Oh, I'm nervous. I'm just trying to mix them up. This is like always the scariest. Like it's literally gonna be anything. What is it? Gonna be Mistborn. Oh my gosh, yay! That's so exciting. So it is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. Let me grab that. It's gonna take me a second to find it. Let me put this back in there so that I know which ones I've used. It's on this top shelf here. I have these all arranged. There's actually 4 shelves. You guys can't see them, and a stack of things on the floor. But this is a 25 and 25, and I'm pretty stoked to read this. I've read Tress of the Emerald Sea. That's the only Brandon Sanderson book that I've read, and I did like it. The words are very small in here, and it's pretty long. So this is going to be a longer book to read. It's over 500 pages, and it's a big book, and the words are small, and the margins are normal size, but still, this is going to take me a little while. So hopefully we don't get any more really chunky books, but I'm very excited about this. It's on my 25 and 25 as well, which we'll check it off of that list. I am a little bit behind on that. I was okay going into March, but I didn't read anything in April, and only Normal People, and actually Zodiac Academy. So I'll be okay by the end of the month, but we'll see. So that's the first book. That's very exciting. I'm stoked about that. I really have been wanting to read Mistborn. So yay. Okay, that's the first book. Next, we have got we'll do this one, number 2. So number 2 is a non-physical book. I'll put that back there. And here's my cup. This has everything that's on Kindle Unlimited. I have downloaded on my iPad from when I read on that a lot, or on audio. If I have anything on my iPad, I'll probably end up just buying it on Kindle as well, because it's really hard to read. My iPad's really old. Okay. Remarkably Bright Creatures. Okay, this is another one that I just purchased. And it is a Kindle book. I own it. It was $3.99 or less. I believe this is about a scientist who talks to a squid and becomes friends with a squid. I'm not entirely sure, but it was recommended by a lot of people, but I've seen it a lot on one girl. What's her name? Brady, on Instagram and TikTok. I don't have TikTok, but I follow her on Instagram, and she's said it's one of her favorite books. So when I saw it was on sale, I was like, yeah, okay, I'll get that for, under $4. So Remarkably Bright Creatures is our second book. That's exciting. We have a good lineup so far, because I've got a thriller, the one which is kind of like a mystery thriller dystopian, of fantasy, epic fantasy, and Remarkably Bright Creatures, which I'm gonna assume is kind of literary fiction-y. Okay, next we've got this one, a 5. So 5 is continue a series, and that's this cup right here. So which series are we gonna continue? We are gonna continue the Plated Prisoner series. Okay, so I can get this on Kindle Unlimited. I don't remember what the book is called. The first one is called Gilded. No. Let me check. I have the first book. I may also buy it because I want to own them all. We'll see how I do with that. Hold on. Let me just check my shelves and see what it's called, because I literally cannot remember what it is called. Okay, so it's the series by Raven Kennedy, and this is the first book right here, Gild. I read this last year, and I did want to continue the series, so I'm glad that this one came up. I don't own the next one, but I do think it's on Kindle Unlimited. I don't have it downloaded at this moment, but after I finish Zodiac Academy, maybe I will grab that, or I need to also grab the one which is on Kindle Unlimited too. I'll have to read more than one book on vacation, which I was going to do anyway. So yeah, Gild, the next one, it will be on our TBR. I'll put this as a placeholder with Brandon Sanderson over there. So, okay, next, that's 3, right? So next one, I don't even know what I would pick if I got 6. I hope I get a 3. Okay, we got another 5, which is interesting. That is continue another series. I would like to get a 3 so I can use my boyfriend's prompts, and a 6, of course, so I can pick whatever I want. I do think I know what I would pick actually for that. We'll do this one. Make sure they don't all fall out. It says the Mind F series, another Kindle Unlimited one. So this is actually a really short book. It's like 5 different books in one. I believe it's still on KU. I think I still have it downloaded actually, so I'll read the next book in that series. I've read the first one. I believe they're really short, like 150-ish pages, so I can get that off the list as well. So that's like a dark romance. It's about a serial killer and a serial revenger. She's taking revenge on all the people who have wronged her in her life, and then the FBI agent who is tasked to find and arrest her. So and they have like a romance. Okay, how many do we have? We have 4, I think. Yeah, so 2 more. What do we got? Be a 3. It's another 5. Oh my gosh. I swear some months I just get the same number over and over again. So we'll be continuing another series, which is good because we do need to do that, especially since we're starting a new one with the Brandon Sanderson book. I hope it's Emily Wilde. It is Daughter of No Worlds. Okay, this one I do have on my Kindle. This is going to be a very heavy Kindle month. So Daughter of No World is the second book after it's the Carissa Broadbent one. It's a completed trilogy, but I've only read the first one. Let me just look on my Kindle because I have it downloaded. I know that I do. Let's go back to my library. It is called, I don't know, there's too much on here. Oof, my foot hurts. Oh, Children of Fallen Gods by Chris Broadbent. This is the Thesmar of Lost Hearts, Volume 2. I don't know. I've read the first one. It's the Carissa Broadbent. It's the one with the girl who like is slightly albino, I guess it would be. Let me go to the Daughter of No Worlds is the name of the first book. The War of the Lost Hearts series. So this is the second one. Excited to read it. That took way too long. I'm not going to say too much about it, but it's about a girl who like has magic. She was a slave and now she like wants to learn how to use her magic, and she's paired up with like a begrudgingly man who does not want to help her, but romance may ensue. Okay, the last one. Let's hopefully we can get a physical book because there are too many on here. Sometimes I'm like, man, I didn't get any Kindle Unlimited. This month I've got like 4 Kindle Unlimited books to read. So, okay, we have 4, which is 25 and 25, which I suppose is good, but that's not very fun. We're gonna go ahead and pick from this one, and it is A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That is good because it's a pretty short book. That is right here. I think I've read a few pages of this because it was on my TBR in the month of April. Yeah, I've read up to page 5. So I had started it and was like, oh, I'm not feeling this, but it's a short one, so I'll get to it later. Of course, I never did, but this is a 25 and 25, and I think this also is going to count for one of the it's like the Eras challenge on Goodreads. Does anyone else do those? They have like the different bookmarks you can earn. I believe this would earn me a bookmark if I read this, so that's good. So let's go through what we have. Maybe I will keep going. It's just so fun, and I like to have a variety, and I want to get more books off of my physical TBR. So let's see where we're at so far. So we have The One, and we have All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. We also have off of my Kindle Children of the Fallen Gods, the second book in the Mind F series, the next book in the Guild series, or Plated Prisoner series. We have Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, and The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And what else? I feel like that's only 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What am I missing here? What am I missing? 1, 2, 3. Children of the Fallen God, the Mind F series. Plated Prisoner. I already have that. What did I pick? Plated Prisoner. Did we only do 5 maybe? Oh, Remarkably Bright Creatures. I forgot about Remarkably Bright Creatures. That's right. So I think I'm going to do one more. We'll do 7 to see if we can get a 3 and use one of the prompts. Just because I want more physical books off of my TBR. That's only 2. And I have, you know, over 120 physical books. So let's see. Maybe we'll get a 1. I don't really want to get a 1. I kind of want to get a 6 or a 3. It's a 4. So that is going to be another 25 and 20. Oh, wait. I picked from... Nope. I thought I picked from the one that I had already used, but I didn't. So let's see. Hopefully it's a 25 and 25 book that I can add to my TBR. Or a physical book from here, from my 25 and 25. It is The Life Impossible by Matt Haig. That is a physical book that I own. So... And that kind of, I feel like that rounds out, you know, our TBR pretty well. And that puts us at 9, which is a lot. But honestly, I don't really intend to finish these now anymore. I used to try to finish them, but it's just impossible sometimes, and I feel like it's more fun just to do, you know, just to read whatever I want, and I have more to choose from, I guess. So, or should we even it out at 10? I kind of want to even it out at 10, just to give me lots of options. I'm going to read more than 6 books this month. I'll probably end up with 8 or 9. But okay, so The Life Impossible, this is by Matt Haig. This is his release last year. I got the Barnes & Noble limited edition. It has really, really beautiful end pages. I think that's like what the whole part of it is. I really love him. I read The Humans, I've read The Midnight Library, and I've read another one about the guy who like doesn't get old or ages really, really slowly. This is about when retired math teacher Grace Winters is left a rundown house on a Mediterranean island by a long lost friend. Curiosity gets the better of her. She arrives in Ibiza with a one-way ticket, no guidebook, and no plan. Among the rugged hills and golden beaches of the island, Grace searches for answers about her friend's life and how it ended. What she uncovers is stranger than she could have dreamed. But to dive into this impossible truth, Grace must first come to terms with her past. Filled with wonder and wild adventure, this is a story of hope and the life-changing power of a new beginning. So he does a lot of magical realism, so I wouldn't be surprised if that is kind of what this is. But we'll do one more because I want to. Even it out at 9. 10 is weird, or 9 is weird, so let's go 10. 6. Okay, it's a 6. So the book that I'm going to choose for that is going to be this one right here. This is a brand new release. The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I finished the One Dark Window duology this past month. I read the second one in the month of May. I don't have it physically, but I did read that. And then, yeah, so I really want to read this. I got it in the mail yesterday. That's probably why. But like, look at the beautiful end pages as well. And this came out yesterday, and it's about a knight and a moth. So Sybil Delling has spent 9 years dreaming of having no dreams at all. Like the other founding girls who traded a decade of service for a home in the great cathedral, Sybil is a diviner. In her dreams, she receives visions from 6 unearthly figures known as the Omens. From them, she can predict terrible things before they occur, and lords and common folk alike travel across the Stonewater Kingdom's windswept moors and craggy mountains to learn their futures by her dreams. Just as she and her sister diviners near the end of their service, a mysterious knight arrives at the cathedral. Rude, heretical, and devilishly handsome, the knight Roderick has no respect for Sybil's visions, but when Sybil's fellow diviners begin to vanish one by one, she has no choice but to seek his help in finding them. For the world outside the cathedral's cloister is wrought with peril. Only the gods have the answers she's seeking, and as much as she'd rather avoid Roderick's dark eyes and sharp tongue, only a heretic can defeat a god. I think that sounds great. I think this is the beginning of a new duology, so hopefully I like it. It's not super long, even though it's like kind of looks big because it's a thicker book. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to add that on, and that's kind of why I was continuing to go, just so I could like actually have it and not feel bad about picking it up and reading it anyway. But here we are. So we have A Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig, The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams, Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I am not going to be able to read all of these. Oh my goodness, what have I done? The next book in the Plated Prisoner series, it's not this one. And then we have Remarkably Bright Creatures, Daughters of No World, or Children of the Fallen Gods, the next book in the Mind Up series, Remarkably Bright Creatures. Oh, I already said that. All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. And that's 5. So that's a lot of books. Hopefully I said them all. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you are reading this month. And in the month of June, hopefully you'll be seeing this close to actually June. I'm going to schedule it to go live closer to when June starts. But hopefully you are having a good day, and you're probably seeing this and I'm on a beach right now, hopefully reading one of these books that I haven't gotten to, The Paradise Problem probably. And I will see you guys in my next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.